something so funny to tell y'all. And my eyes, I don't know why, my screen seems to be... Did y'all hear that? That's rain. Okay, so yesterday, I believe I said in my video, the video that came out this morning, that I had found a couple of chairs on Marketplace, some Lazy Boys. And I had already, and I'm going to say this, I had already brought my other one back in here. My hair's doing something silly. It don't matter. It looks like I'm an angel because I have a halo. Anyway, I found a chair on Marketplace, and praise God, this person, well, I'm gonna tell y'all a story about this. Well, it's not a big story, but it's just, you know, small world type stuff. But anyway, I found one, and this person was a get back with you person. She was, answered me within a couple of minutes. Was it available? Yes, it was. When was a good time? I'm trying to think. I only asked her a couple of questions. You know, on Marketplace, it'll sort of, if you drop down a little bit, you'll get to read if they put anything about the product, whatever the item is. But then below that, it'll say sort of like a general area. Now, I'm going to tell you something. You can't always go by that. And that's why, unless it's posted in their description, like, okay, when I sell something on Marketplace, when I list something on Marketplace, I describe my item, whatever it is, and then I usually say porch pickup, and I put those in capital letters. And then underneath that, I say Plum Grove, Texas. Because my location thing will say Cleveland. And I just want people to know that I'm not Cleveland. And I ran into that recently. This hasn't got, it's not really with something, yeah, it was, I guess in a way it was. I ended up going to that woman. I wasn't going to go. She was supposed to come here, and she paid me. She prepaid. And then this problem and this problem and this problem. But her mind said, because what she was reading, that she was only 30 something minutes from me. And I tried to tell her, I said, no, because she was putting in her city, like in GPS, like, how far is it from Cleveland, Texas to Houston, Texas? And GPS will give you a thing. Well, I don't say Cleveland, Texas. I say, how far is it from Plum Grove, Texas to blah, 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 whatever it is. Well, so she was putting in where she lived and putting in Cleveland. And I, at some point, told her, what was I selling? Oh, it was one of those, it was one of the trundle bed frames. The trundle bed. And also that little white cabinet that used to be right here with the bookcase, with the door, and then in front of it was that little white cabinet. Okay, so I told her at some point that I could meet her, that I had a grocery order to pick up, and I could shorten her drive by 25 minutes. That is what it takes for me to get from Cleveland to my house, 25 minutes. It didn't used to take that long. You used to could just hot shot it right out of Plum Grove, and you could be maybe not at Walmart in 12 minutes, but from my house to the getting into Cleveland was a 12-minute drive. It's not like that now. It's 25 minutes. It takes you a good 10 minutes now to get out of Plum Grove. That's just the way it is with the traffic from this neighborhood. So anyway, I thought I was like, okay, look, I can save you some time. I can save you about, 25 or 30 minutes. If you want to meet me at Walmart in Cleveland, because that's where I'm going to to pick up my grocery order at a certain time. And she goes, oh, that would be great. I'll get a friend to ride with me. She's real sweet, real nice lady. And so she said, what is the address to that Walmart? Well, I had to look up the address to Walmart. I don't know why she couldn't have just put in Walmart, Cleveland, Texas. But she wanted the address. I texted her the actual address, you know, like whatever it was. 123 Washington Street, you know, whatever the address was. I tell you, she goes, oh, well, that doesn't really help me. That only say, this is what she said. Now, this is where I decided, okay, I'm not going to argue with this little lady. She don't get it. She said, that's only going to save me about 10 minutes. And I thought, because she's looking at something like, how far is it, or something from Cleveland to Plum Grove, and maybe it would say 10 minutes. Because on the outskirts of Plum Grove, when I'm leaving Plum Grove and I get to that Plum Grove city limit sign, that is 10 to 12 minutes from there into Cleveland, where the Cleveland city limit sign is. She's not getting it, right? And I'm thinking, I don't know how to explain this to her, so I'm just not going. So I just said, you know, and she goes, and then she told me, she goes, I think that's when she said, I'm going to go ahead and pay you because it might be a day or two before I can get out there. Well, a day or two went by, and then it was almost the weekend, and I wanted the bed. The bed was in the back of my truck, and it was keeping me from doing other things with this bed in the back of my truck because I had weather, and, you know, it's metal. I don't want it in the rain. I don't want it in the sun. I don't want it rusting. So finally, me and Mom had Coda. Me and Mom and Levi, we made a trip to where this lady was and just gave her, you know, dropped it off. Should have charged her for the drive, but it was fun. I just, you know, gave it to her. But anyway, so I actually, even though it said where she was at, I asked her what her address, where was she located? And she said where she was located, which did coincide with where the location was on the marketplace thing. So I already knew it was going to take me about 40 minutes from here, and that's hitting 99 because that's like our fast way now to get places is 99, which before this neighborhood out here was here, we didn't have 99. This neighborhood, I mean, I'll go into a whole other thing, but this neighborhood went in because 99 was coming through. It wasn't open yet. It was open in places, but not out here where we are now. But at about a year or two after this neighborhood started really getting moved in, they finally opened this little section down here. So much as we hate the neighborhood, we can go through the neighborhood and in 10 minutes at 99, and if it doesn't take hardly nothing. Once you're on it, you're just on it. It's a toll road, so I have the little easy tag pass on both my vehicles, and Tony's got it now on the red truck because I had it on the red truck and I just kept it. Although I told him he can go that way and be at work in no time, but he still chooses to go the long way. I don't know why. Sometimes you just can't get people to do new things. Anyway, so we're driving. And I hear him talking, you know, Levi. He's got his tablet and his little headphones are on. But Levi talks to himself. Now, I don't know how often I know that y'all in videos hear him giggling in the background, or sometimes he repeats what I say. But Levi is truly, he talks to himself. Or he may be even talking to whoever he's watching on his videos. It could be Steph, it could be Papa, it could be Jake, could be Bree, could be me, Lester, Jamie. It just depends on whatever video he's watching. He tends to like to watch some woman that shows you deals at the dollar store. He watches this woman. I don't know. She's always buying, showing you how to buy and find deals at the dollar store. He watches her. I don't know. it's not like he saves them and puts them in and has a subscription to their channel or whatever, but you know how the algorithm is. If you watch it once, it'll pop it up more often, and the more you watch it, the more often it's going to pop up. So anyway, we're driving and radio's on. I'm sort of singing or humming along with the song, and I can hear him over there mumbling to himself. And all of a sudden, I'm thinking he said something, and then he said it again, and I was like, I turned the radio down. I said, "What did you say?" And I look over at him, and he said, "Those little kids' mouths are cold." Those little kids' mouths are cold. And I said, and he's got them headphones on, and he's got that silly, he's down there in the hallway now. He said he got hot in here. He wanted to go with the air conditioner. The air conditioner's on. I'm not hot. I've actually got a blanket in my lap. I'm not hot. But he said he was going down the hallway, I think because I was watching Midsummer Murders, and he was ready to just be somewhere else. But anyway, he's got that fishing hat thing on his head with this. And he said, I said, "What did you say?" And he goes, "Those little kids' mouths are cold." I said, Are you cold?" And you know, I'm looking at him. I'm driving, but I'm looking at him. I said, "Are you cold?" And he said, "I'm a popsicle." I thought at the moment when it I couldn't see. I was laughing so hard. I had tears in my eyes. I couldn't see hardly to drive. And I was just like, "Just tell Mama so I can turn the air down." And anyway, I had actually already turned it down to where it was only on notch 1 for the vent. So I said, "Just close that." I told him to close that one vent. Anyway, it was so funny. And I was just like, I can't wait. Me and Buddy was talking. Buddy says, "Man, that's the kind of stuff you want to catch on camera." And I wish that I had of. But I'm not driving with my phone videoing. So, but it was so funny. Anyway, I am so happy that I went and picked up that chair. I'm going to show y'all the chair. Now, the Lazy Boy, the original Lazy Boy I've had, and I've had that for a few years. Like I said in the video, this morning's video that y'all got this morning, it's Thursday. Like I said in that video, it was small. And it was, I'm not lying. I know I don't have the biggest butt in the world, but I know I don't have the smallest either. But it is not a wide chair. And the arms were smaller, even the little, you know, where your arms go were smaller. And I didn't buy it new either. It came from Marketplace, but several years ago. But it was a real Lazy Boy, and I've tried really hard not to get rid of it, just like the blue one is out there. The blue one out there in the camper house, I got for the camper. It just happened to be a Lazy Boy. But I love how when you open it, when you lean back, it goes click, 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 click. I feel like every Lazy Boy, this one, I'm sitting in it. It does it. That one does it. The little one does it. Now the one out in the camper is bigger. It's blue. Y'all have seen it, although I've got the microwave sitting in the seat of it right now. But it does that same thing. Click, 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 click as you lean back. Anyway, I put the other Lazy Boy in Levi's room. So he's got 2 chairs in his room. They don't match. One's that bed chair. One's that brown Lazy Boy. But I didn't want to take it out of the house. I didn't want to sell it. You know, if I ever need it again, I don't want to have to keep spending money on random things. I'm getting really good deals. I don't like shop or look for stuff that's out of my price range or something. But still at the same time, you know, like I bought this chair. This makes me comfortable in my living room. But the price I paid for this chair, I could have bought the gate for out there for when I redo that fence and I want to put a nice 8-foot gate. So, you know, when I thought about that, I thought, you know what, you have a lazy boy, don't do that. And I thought, but I wasn't happy with it. Jensen loves Levi, but every time I sit down, he gets in my lap. And if it's a big enough chair, he can lay right in that crook beside me. This chair is wide enough for almost Honey to sit beside me on one side of her fat butt and his little skinny butt to be on the other side of me. But I'm gonna tell y'all, it matches my Mayo chairs. Now, my 2 big chairs that I have in here in the living room, one in front of the window and one over here by the fireplace, I bought those at Gallery Furniture right after we got this house. At the time, I had just a couch that was not new either, probably come from Marketplace or somebody gave it to me. Somebody did give me the couch. I don't even have that couch any longer. You know, Levi goes through couches pretty fast. But the person that gave me the couch actually also gave me this coffee table that sits here in the living room now with the wrought iron legs and the wood top. And it came with 2 end tables. And they were in my house forever. Now, one is on the porch of the camper because I was going to put it in the camper, and I thought it's so big because they were big. They're not small end tables, they were really big. I can't remember her name because I didn't carry him but just for a few months. Right before, I think when I lost the house in the fire, I was working for Splendora. But prior to that, just 4 or 5 months prior to the fire, and I'd only been in Splendora 4 or 5 months. But prior to that, I was driving for Cleveland. And they moved into a rent house, or either they were buying a house. I can't remember, but they were. Okay, I'm doing a video. Can you hold on for a minute? You want to come tell everybody hi? Get behind me.
Yes.
Behind me. They can't see you there. Bend down a little bit. Bend down. Okay, listen. Tell them real quick what you told me in the car. You were what? You were like a
popsicle.
like a popsicle. Okay. All right. I'll open the door in just a minute. Let me finish this video. So anyway, I can't remember her name, and I'd only carried that little boy for a little while. But they heard about the fire, and she came to me one day. I was out here doing some cleanup, and she pulled in and she said, do you need anything? She goes, we've got our house staged right now for sale. And she said, but they were under contract. And she said, we don't need the furniture that's in it. And she goes, it's good furniture if you're interested. And I said, yeah. So that's where that couch and this table and those 2 end tables came from. The one end table ruined, so I can't remember how it ruined. This table is ruined. He has drawn on it to the point that there's actually ink. If I take that wood cleaner and spray this, when I lift up the dish towel or the rag or whatever I'm using, it is blue from ink that is just in the fibers of the wood. So one day I'll probably I like the bottom. I like the wrought iron bottom. So one day I'll probably just replace the top, but I haven't done that yet. But anyway, that's where that came from. So it came with a couch, and so I didn't have any chairs. And so I went online to Gallery Furniture. Now, I don't know how many of you people, but anybody in the Houston area that watches our page, or even if you just went and Googled Gallery Furniture Houston, Texas, it came from Gallery. it was Gallery Furniture is always advertised, buy today, deliver today. And we were moving in, and I did it. I bit the bullet and did it. And they are probably the most expensive piece of furniture I've ever bought in my entire life. But I bought them. And they have been, they're Mayo, made by Mayo, M-A-Y-O, Mayo. And they're beautiful. And they're in that paisley with that gold and browns and like a green and like a red, a burgundy red.
What is peanuts for what?
Pause that, please.
What is it for?
So, I'm going to show y'all what I got. Look at this beautiful chair. She is gorgeous. Her print is not exactly, but and she's a little brighter. But she doesn't quite have as dark of a burgundy as my chairs do, but she is so pretty and she is so comfortable, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with her. She's beautiful. And I am so happy I found her. So happy. And when I got there, what I was saying was, let me sit back down. So I don't want to hold y'all up too much longer, because all I've done is talked and not done any kind of video, no real video today. And we've been rainy all day, so I haven't worked in my bedroom because I didn't want to be out on the porch working with the rain blowing in. But anyway, as far as picking this chair up, she is,
Working in the mall.
I may work in there tomorrow. We have to go pick up grocery order first in the morning. And then when I get home, we'll work in there. And we'll work in there on Saturday too. Anyway.
I thought Bill was Jesse.
Oh, yes. We have blood work to do in the morning before we have breakfast. We can't eat. We are not scheduled. I mean, he wanted us to have blood work before we go to the doctor. We go quarterly. So way back on the other one when we went to the doctor, almost, because we have doctor's appointments on Monday. So the last time, so 3 months ago, or whatever it was, he said, I don't see any new blood work here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we forgot all about it. I am almost certain that if we go tomorrow morning, they're not going to have any kind of results come Monday, but I'm going to do it so I can say, well, we did it. and pretend. Anyway.
After my brother done, they get groceries, dressing, water, burger.
I told you, no more fast food for a little while.
Eat at home. Eat at home.
I can tell you this. How about after the doctor's appointment, I will get you Whataburger.
Yeah. Need that way home.
Okay. Let me see your thumb.
Yeah.
Other thumb.
It's okay? My thumb is okay.
Let me see your thumb. Stop it. You see your thumb. Is that... Look at your hand.
No, it's okay.
Look at the side of your hand.
Okay.
Let me see your hand. I want to show them on camera.
Don't show them.
It's just ink. Look at this.
Yes.
That looks like a bruise.
Yes.
That's ink. That's the ink that's embedded in this table. Anyway.
Don't get my hand.
Okay. Anyway, what I was saying was when I got there, she came out. She had told me that the chair was on their front porch. And she came out and her and I together loaded it and put it in the back of the truck. While we were talking, I told her that she had a pretty place, and she did. I mean, she's sort of in the city, but not full on. I mean, she's on the outskirts of Houston. And I just said, you have a pretty place. And she said, thank you. And she said it's grown up so much since we were here. Since, she goes, when we first came or first built or whatever, she goes, it was just 2 lanes out there. Now it's like a 4-lane road and that divider lane in the middle. So you got basically 5 lanes. that turning lane in the center. Anyway, she said it was just a 2-lane road with nothing. Just, and I said, well, we're in the same situation. I said, we've got a big neighborhood went in across from us, and so it took our little city and little population of 900 people, and it's just crazy. And she goes, well, where did you come? Where are you? Where do you live or something? And I said, Plum Grove. And she goes, oh, Plum Grove. She said, I've heard that. I said, well, it might have been negative, like whatever you heard. I said, because we've been on the news a couple of times because of the neighborhood that went in across from us. And she said, no, I feel like...
No, Jensen.
Okay, let go of him.
Him.
You're holding him too hard.
No, Jensen.
Okay, but don't hold him like that.
No.
Anyway, she said, no. She was, I used to work with somebody that lived in Plum Grove. And I said, really? And she said, I'll just say first name Chester. I babysat Chester and his brother when they were kids, and I was a teenager. And I'm thinking, is this not crazy how small this world is? And it was just crazy to me. And I said, oh my gosh. I told her, and she goes, oh, he's just the best. And I said, yes, he is. And you know, we did it. It's like we're not friends, but we were talking like we knew each other. And she goes, so you've lived in Plum Grove your whole life? And I said, yes. And I said, you know, I said, my dad grew up here. My grandpa grew up here. And I said, we lived on land that was, you know, just been passed down for generations. I said, and anyway, we just talked, you know, for a few minutes about that before I left. But I just thought, what a small, small world. You think you're going to somewhere, you know, 40 minutes from me, but toward Houston, and I don't know people in Houston, but there I'm standing in the front yard, or, you know, the front porch, talking with a lady that worked with somebody that I babysat. I just thought it was just crazy. And not to mention that, but even to make it smaller, my aunt, which is Debbie's mom, was married. Now he's passed away, so she's a widow from him. She was married to Chester's grandpa. So it's just like, it's just crazy, just small. He wants to hold my hand. Small world. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Levi, you want to tell everybody bye?
Bye. I love pantry. Get out.
I'm gonna open the pantry and get the peanut butter out. And we love you guys, and God bless y'all, and we'll see you later. Katie, I'm trying to do a video.